Hi, my muddy people, welcome back. I'm Nat at Mud Magic. Thank you for joining me again for another Freddie Mercury Kiln Unload. Yes, me, Trace is not here. She's gone to bed. It's too late for her tonight. And now that she works in an office, it's harder because she'll be at work all day tomorrow. So I'm going to just get him done. I'm going to need my gloves. The first thing I had to tell you, with everything else, as you know, that's been going on in my life, I told you that I had to do, well, I forgot to tell you last unload, but I had done the bisque load. I had to put it back through glaze. Then I had to put the decals on and put it back through decal. And I was all panicking for the markets and everything. Well, then Freddie died again, didn't he? Oh, anyway, my beautiful, wonderful electrician rushed over the very next day. $600 later, we've decided that on the fourth attempt to fix the relays or replace the relays within like a year and a half, that he has now upgraded Freddie to have industrial relays. Touch wood, he said that they should last the life of the kiln. Hopefully, the only other issue I should have is elements, which is obviously normal. So I've never had to replace the elements yet, so he thinks that that might be soon, but I've already got them because we thought it was elements at one point. So I did not need that on top of everything else, but because of how wonderful he is, I was still able to get my loads done for the markets. The market ended up being a really good market, apart from the wind. The wind was terrible, and I hate the wind at markets because I panic about my gazebo. But I have a new gazebo and it stood up really, really well to the wind compared to other people's that I was watching around us. Mine did really, really well. So that was good because we had gusts of up to about 55 kilometers an hour. And they were pretty constant. And I mean, you know, that's not gale force or anything, but it's enough under a little gazebo. And yeah, he held up really well. And so I now know if I see future forecasts kind of where that would kind of, I think, be the maximum. I wouldn't want to have it much stronger than that. So anyway, but it was a good market. Trace helped me. Very, very grateful that she did, because we only had an hour to set up in the morning. So if she hadn't have been there, we already were about half an hour late setting up. So if she hadn't have been there, would have been at least 2 hours late setting up, or even more. So I had sales before I'd finished setting up, which was awesome. So I'm a bit scared about this kiln unload. The top shelf, I already know my big, beautiful bowl's a disaster. Such a shame. I love that bowl. Don't fall in love with a piece until it's finished. I know. I'm going to need my gloves. It's hot. But down deeper, I did a chip and dip, and I went rogue with it, as I can tend to do. But of course, I did it on a big chip and dip. I didn't do it on a little test tile, Jeanette, at Far Forest. I never do that. It's a big chip and dip. I don't know why I did it. And it's just, I don't know if I was tired. I just went, oh yeah, those glazes will do. And yeah, so who knows? So thank you, Poppy. So let's start with the disaster. Well, actually, no, I'll show you the little one first. So Trace, yeah, even too hot, the top shelf. Trace is like me. She is still on, well, she's on the negative fence of peppered plum, but I'm now coming on board with it by itself. And actually, by itself and flat is even prettier, so it's not moving. And it's gorgeous. I just love that. I don't know, that pinky, purpley, maroony, browny, weird colour, that plum is gorgeous. So it's a little spoon rest. I actually really love that. So at least there's that. So if the rest of the kiln's terrible, I have a spoon rest. So this is my bowl. Oh, my beautiful bowl. So I made the mistake of putting indigo float on it. A few people have gone back to doing indigo float by itself. I think Lindy Lou did one, and it inspired me again to do it. If you don't do indigo float thick enough, and I always do 4 coats, and I did on this as well, it goes a horrible green. So wait till you see the outside. But what's worse, it was only indigo float and it's run everywhere, and so it's chunked, so I can't even refire it. So it was 4 coats of indigo float and then ink spots on the rim. But as you can see, it's all it's kind of crawled. I don't know if that's the word you'd use, because there's still glaze there. It almost looks thin, but that's the green I'm talking about. And look here, it's horrible. But look at the back. Look at that. So I was talking to Jane about it, and she said, oh, I don't think I've ever seen the grain. Well, there is nothing, that is just indigo float. If it's too thin, that's what it does. But I did 4 coats all over, but yet I've got these weird drippy. So if I didn't have these chunks out, I would definitely refire it. But because of how much it dribbled, I got 2 chunks out of it. So that's ruined, which is such a shame. I mean, if you look at the middle bottom of the bowl, I love indigo float when it behaves, and the top part, I love it. But why it does that sometimes, oh, I don't know. And I know I did 4 coats because I am so careful with it, because I know it can do that. And my poor shelf is definitely worse for wear. So that is going to be fun, because it's even dripped off the edge of the bowl as well as where it's caught and chunked. So that will be some fun grinding for me. As you know, I love that. I'm just going to get that. A little bit just fell off and it looked like a needle. I don't need that in my foot. Okay. Oh, okay. All these shelves kind of pretty. Oh yeah, it's not stuck. So, yeah, pretty colours, which I like. So yay. Okay, so just some spoon rests. I always do them very basic, very plain. And I've actually had a few people ask me of late, because I've sort of focused on jungle gems with them for plain colours. So I did, that is lavender, just lavender celadon. That, actually, that's blushing white. That's blushing white, and no, that's not, that's floating lavender. Amaco from the Flux, the Phase range, floating lavender. Isn't that a beautiful colour? Gee, I love that glaze. And that's blushing white, which I love as well, from Speedball. It's not a great liner, and as we found out last kiln, it doesn't like having decals on it because it's almost matte, but it's more satiny, so it's a weird one. This one again, poor Ezra. So again, I did her, you would have heard me say, I did her spoon rest again, because I did the seaweed spoon rest. I couldn't find it. She turned up at the markets and it had a turtle on it, and this customer walked over and bought it while she was standing there, and I was saying I can't find it. So I sold it and said, I can make you another one. So she said, well, can I have a swirl instead of a turtle? So I did the swirl, and then at the markets just this gone Sunday, Trace sold it, because obviously she didn't know, not her fault at all, but I'd just pulled out the whole pile and not had a chance yet, because as I said, we were selling before we'd finished setting up. So it's sold again, so I had to quickly message Ezra and say, don't come, it's already sold, I'm so sorry, I'll make you another one. So luckily I had one only biscuit, and it happened to be a swirl one. So again, that's seaweed. So I am going to have to do some testing with seaweed, because there are weird people in the world that obviously love seaweed, because that's 2 spoon rests that have sold first thing in the morning both times without me being able to put them aside. So I'm going to do mugs and stuff and just do a test. I just want to do a test and see, because you know how much I just cannot stand that. But, you know, Ezra loves it and she will love that. So I am definitely keeping that one separate aside now. I'm not going to put it with my other spoon rests. And then I just did a cute little one with Celadon Bloom. I love Celadon Bloom. Such a pretty glaze. All those little crystals. Gorgeous. And so easy, just one glaze. They're always popular. Everyone says, all potters say that about spoon rests. So I decided, Lindy Lou at Lindy Lou Pottery, she does her spoon rests using the peony cutters. That's the biggest one. So I thought I'm going to give it a go. So she leaves one petal flat and the rest of them up. And I did 2 power turquoise, 1 seaweed. So I'm just going to put that with my other spinner. It's the only one I've done. I had an extra one cut out from doing my wind chimes, so I thought, oh well, I won't put the holes in it, I'll just make a spin rest out of it. So it'll be interesting to see how that one goes. And then talking about wind chimes, I'll knock that off later, but they always knock off easily enough. They're stuck in the glaze, just the points until you knock them off. But that's the same. That is 2 power turquoise, 1 seaweed. And I've done the little hangers, but I've got to fire them on the wire. So yeah, they take up a heap more space. And height is the thing. I need the height to be able to fire them. So I haven't fired the sticks yet. So I will. Oh, I just noticed one of the holes is filled in, but that's really easy to Dremel or drill. Either way. Probably use a drill bit for that, so that will be easy to fix. Not worried about that because I only use fishing line, so I don't need much of it, like only a tiny little hole. And I think this might be, oh no, the chip and dip. Oh, okay, it's just clay, right? It's just clay. Oh, interesting. Oh, okay. Little duck. Amaryllis ducks. Well, that is I can't really tell from here if I like it. Amaryllis duck and a weathered blue duck, because the gallery wants some matte ones. That's interesting because he's got white around his neck. That's what weathered blue's meant to do. It does these white, although he's lost a bit on his beak. Oh, that's annoying. There's like a little crawl there. I wonder why that is. Oh, that's annoying. Okay. Well, we won't do that one again. All right. Oh, I don't want to get it out. Oh, I'm scared because it's going to look so different in the shadow to when I get it out. They're just naked ducks. Okay. All right. Okay. What's not stuck? Oh, it's interesting. Oh, I'm not sure because it's so different for me. It's got a white patch there. It looks like dust, but it's not. It's an actual white patch. That's weird. I don't know whether to, would you refire that? It feels glazed, but that's weird. So what I did purely in my head was 2 honey flux or 3 honey flux all around the outside. So the whole outside is just honey flux. 2 honey flux, 1 river birch there, obviously. 3 Mayco sapphire, which I love that blue, but I don't know what that white is. It's almost like I've put my thumb there. Maybe I did and wiped it off when I was putting it in the kiln or something. Don't know. That's weird. And then a band of copper float, 3 copper float in the middle. So I think I like it, but I was trying to push myself from doing the same old all the time, Rainforest Snow or the Beachy Glaze or the Celadon Bloom Light Soft Pink, Soft Red. I just want to try something different. And yeah, I think I like it. You'll have to tell me what you think. And also, please, tell me whether you think I should refire that, because you always risk with a refire cracking the whole piece, especially with a big based piece like that. So I don't know whether to risk that or not, or whether to just sell it as it is because it's handmade and glazes do these weird things. But yeah, it's not a crawl or anything. It just feels a bit dusty. It's a bit weird. Okay. So that's that shelf done because it was so big. I don't even think I've got one mug, one refire mug down here from the last kiln. Oh, yay. So the Mosquito coil holders, they are so popular. I think I might have told you before. I can't believe how popular they are. So I sold out of them again on Sunday in the morning. I had one left all day that didn't sell, which was the blue splatterware one. I think people just don't like the matte glaze as much, like me. But I still all day had so many people come in and say, oh, have you got any more in different colours of that? I probably could have sold, I reckon, triple what I had there. So I'm going to make heaps more, and I'm going to have a whole stand with just the Mosquito coil holders. So I already had some made and bisqued. pepper plum duck. Just because I like doing that. That's cute too. Yeah, I like that peppered plum. So I have done a peppered plum. Oh no, that's not peppered plum. That is shallot with poppy fields, I believe. It's kind of gone though, but it's still pretty. It's pretty colour. I like that. So these are all my mosquito coil holders, burners. Very, very popular. If you live somewhere with mosquitoes, get on those. I can't believe how popular they are. And then I did 2 in the beachy because one is for a friend of mine who collects my beachy. So one will be for her and the other one for my markets. So I thought when I was making it, I would just do 2 because they're always popular. Oh, I said beachy, I didn't tell you what it was. So that is iron yellow, celadon blue, light flux, and the same inside. I figure I don't want to just do a liner in them because you're going to look down in there, because you often put these on the floor under the table. So you're going to look down and see inside. So I want it to be pretty inside as well. And that's always popular, that beachy glaze combo. This one looks pretty. Oh, so that's that same Honey Flux kaleidoscope. That's pretty. It gives this blue, like ice kind of tinge. Because the Honey Flux lightens it, and it's almost like these little tendrils of ice, almost like a glacier. I don't know, it's just so pretty. So yeah, I love that one. Hopefully it's tall enough because that's only a little one, so I'll have to test that. I've got a wire there, but I don't have one of the coils. I need to get one of the coils. And then this one is, well, I actually did this one for me if I liked it, which I do, Honey Flux Poppy Fields, because I thought, well, I have to have one, right? I can't not have one if everyone else has got one, so that's mine. Honey Flux Poppy Fields. Great. Okay, love that. And then I did a refire. Oh no, this mug, it was too, oh, it didn't run. I thought oh yes, it did. Oh, it did. It ran off there, but how good's that? I have to show you what that was. So that's really interesting. So that was one that wouldn't fit, was too tall in one of my firings. So I ended up keeping it aside. And then I thought, well, if I'm keeping it aside, I won't put decals on it. I'll just do it as a glaze. So I did 2 Honey Flux all over. And then I left a band at the bottom of nothing, or just the Honey Flux. And then I did 2 Luna Pink, 2 Night Rain, 2 Floating Lavender, and then 2 Teal Drift inside because I ran out of space going up. I made the bands too wide. So I put the Teal Drift inside because that's the 4-phase glazes. And I did the same on the handle. That's so pretty. I love that. So what I was saying before is interesting. See how that's run off? And it actually looks like I've had like the advancer shelves because I've just lifted that straight off and nothing. And you can see I haven't had it on a raised cookie because of how it is. But no, what I had that on, which a lot of people have been asking me about, but I don't know if I can get it out now because they go really brittle, is one of these. Yeah, it's just broken in half. From Temu, Kiln papers, so they're that size but square. That's just half of it. I just had it on that, and there's not even any glaze on it. You'd think that the way that has finished, that there'd be a pool of glaze on the paper, but there's not. There's no glaze on the paper. So that's really weird, but you saw, like, I just picked it up. It wasn't stuck. So how brilliant are they? I've got to get some more of those. And the reason I used it on that one is because that mug is so tall. Even with those, it was just below the height of my kiln prop, stilt, whatever you call it. So even though generally they're only one use, that was the second use for that one because I used it in the decal firing, but it had only gone to low fire. So it stayed in shape, so I was able to reuse it. And then this is the refire. Oh, it didn't work. Oh, that's annoying. So I have been told, that's interesting, and have done it before and it worked, where if you don't like the decal, you can refire it at high fire or mid fire, whatever you call cone 6, and they will burn off. And this was the one that I put, that's the blushing white, and I put the snail on it, and the snail went like as though I had dirty sticky tape all around it. It was horrible, and I tried to sand it and it didn't fix it. So I thought, well, just refire it. I'll stick poppy fields on the rim. How gorgeous is that? Poppy fields over blushing white. I've done that before and it's kind of crawled and gone weird, but that's beautiful. And then honey flux inside. But then look at what I don't know if you'll be able to see this on camera because it's so subtle. See if there's a good example of it. It almost looks like, in a good way, it looks like it's sort of gone like, so you've got cellophane crunched up and dabbed it on like a texture. But like if you look in the bulge here, I don't know if you can see it because it's really, really faint. But it's really pretty from refiring it. So, thoughts. I'm not happy with it like that. So I'm going to refire it again. I don't know whether to put another coat of blushing white just over that part, but sometimes when you only do a patch, you can tell that it's a patch and it looks really weird and it doesn't work. But then I guess I'm not happy with it now anyway, because I don't want to bring poppy fields down that far. I think that will look weird. I think that's a perfect amount. Look at those dribbles. Look, Audrey, my drippy sister. Look at those drips. They're gorgeous. They're perfect. I'd be tempted to keep that if that had have fixed itself. So I'll put the blushing white on it just because can't do anything with it otherwise. Refire it and we shall see what happens. I might put the band right around because that's sometimes more successful. But anyway, I love the handle as well. So that is it. Kiln favourite. Nothing really blew my mind. I mean, that side of that mug would be my Kiln favourite. So I'm just going to go with that because I love those drips and dribbles. I mean, this one I'm keeping, although now I'm tempted to do a blushing white poppy fields one, but I do love that because I actually glazed that for myself. So that is it. Hopefully Trace will be back with us. I think I'm going to put the kiln back on now. I've borderline got enough to fill it. So if I do, I think it's going to be another late one tomorrow night as well, but we shall see. So thank you very much for joining. Stay muddy and have a magic day.